So hello everyone again. So today, penguins, mom, dad, and a kid. And I dedicate this painting to friends of mine. They live in Chile. And yeah, this week they got a baby boy and of course very emotional. So I thought so that's why today I'm also taking actually canvas. So then later I can send it as a proper painting. But of course you go with A4 paper. Yeah, well, I'm checking the yes, so just like a question for Renee. Yes, the recording is being posted on internet, but you're not visible there. So but yes, you are it's available on YouTube. And then I also like you can find yourself the link, or I can send the link. Yeah. And yeah, so then vertical piece of paper, about paints. So of course then we start with penguins, yeah, and they have then some a bit of yellowish, and then always they have this. Here I find it's a bit too orange. Yeah, maybe although I was checking in Google some realistic. Yeah, they have also kind of. Yeah, it is yellowish, but I'd use maybe a bit more sienna or ochre, you know, maybe a bit of this orangey, so it's more shiny. Oh, very nice pinky stripe. Maybe just for penguin on the left, we can also use it. I'll pull out so not to forget. And yeah, then of course black, and then you can also decide how you want your background. Then it can be, okay, let's see. Okay, yeah. Yeah, then let's, as usually, start with the sketch. And I pulled out the palette knife, you know, just in case, maybe for the background, but we can decide it later. Because I think background, everyone can go personally as you feel to. Yeah, I'll also show examples later. Yeah, so then composition, of course, as usually. Yeah, so not your penguins to be too small, not too big. So let's say you can decide, okay, where it's going to be ending. Yeah, so kind of mark the feet. Yeah, kind of. And then of course we can go with the part of the back. Yeah, so it's always kind of, we're trying to limit what we are painting, and then it's easier. Then it kind of, you need to play inside, and then it's easier to avoid mistakes that something is not fitting. Okay, nice. Scenario is here. Yeah, scenario. We've just started, so catch up. Yeah, vertical piece of paper and composition. Yeah, so fit, mark where all three penguins will be ending. You can also have a bit more space if you want. Yeah, but I'm doing kind of composition similar like here, mostly like the penguins are the main, so the background will be just yeah. And then I'm slowly going kind of into the heads of penguins. Also try, like, I'm doing one a bit taller, one a bit shorter, also just to make it a bit more difference, not to have it. Yeah. And so for the head, I kind of, now I'm just sketching, but so it can change the position. Yeah, but of course you need to mark it somewhere, so then you can have like kind of these points of, yeah, so the stomach. Yeah, so, and then you see, okay, if something is not fitting, or the opposite, you have a bit more space, then you can have your, yeah. Yeah, so maybe like, let's say I've sketched the heads, and then I can mark also the line of the belly. Yeah, because then it's more or less, I know, okay, they're all fitting in. And the small one, I also like that he's kind of, with the back, he's touching one penguin, but then with his nose almost touching another one. So then it's kind of the symbolic connection to both of the. In case, let's say, maybe you also have the idea you want this drawing be like, yeah, Christmas gift for someone. So maybe your friends, they have 2 kids, then of course you can add one more penguin. Yeah, but then of course you need to plan it, so kind of just maybe one more small here also, like at the bottom. Yeah, just like an idea. Because what's better is self-made Christmas gifts. Yeah, and we correct. So of course I'm here with marker, I can't erase, but you feel free, like, be active with the razor. So yeah, it's normal not to fit with the first line to them. Yeah, and now let's say you've done, you can recheck. Okay, do I want maybe a bit bigger? Yeah, if maybe I want to move my head a little bit, so my belly is a bit more bigger. And also like here, this connection between the adult penguins. Yeah, so kind of with the noses. Yeah, and then check, maybe it's like I feel one of my penguins is a bit too kind of thin, you know, so maybe a bit more. Okay, and then of course the wing, and then also like check how the length, you know, it's definitely not make it too short. Check also in connection with the little penguin. Yeah, it's lower than the little one is. Yeah, and then also you remember our practice of checking the points. So let's say if I want to see, okay, where the wing is starting, I can always check this point horizontally. Aha, it's on the level with the nose. Yeah, perfect. And it gives me help where to start, where it's ending. Aha, it's ending with the nose of the little one. So yeah, each point you can find vertically, horizontally, and then helps us to. Okay, both of my penguins are definitely too tall, but yeah, so yeah, and this is again like a bit the story of composition. I made them a bit too tall, and now I don't have enough paper space to make them wider, but okay. No. Yeah, so I'm painting with acrylic paints. Yeah, just as information to Rene, sometimes we do watercolors, not that often, but sometimes, and oil pastels as well. Yeah, kind of. And recently we were also experimenting with just a pencil technique drawings, where Darren showed his awesome skills. And yeah, and I'm not really sketching. So of course you see here those yellow spots. I suggest just like leave it as much clean as you can. So even if you have there some pencil strokes, also just try to erase them. So then we can have, it's really clean, the belly. The care was also checking a bit, how they managed to be so white. Sweet penguins. So here I have a picture like pure. And the small one, of course, is a bit more grayish. Even a bit more brownish. I should get a bit more brown. Okay. Yeah, so I see Darren's ready. How about you guys? Renee, Sanera. And we move to the paints. Okay, Renee needs a bit more time. That's fine. Take your time. Yeah, if there is some way I can help you, I mean, sometimes you can show it on your camera, or also Sanera can make a quick photo, send to WhatsApp. Yeah, but meanwhile we are giving time to others to finish the sketch. Let's just talk and analyze what we are starting with, and so I'd suggest, of course, as usually, we started with the lightest. Yeah, so we mix white and yellow, but like very carefully. Yeah, don't make it too yellowish. So always better go like slowly and careful, because it's very easy to overdo it, and then have. So like, let's still keep the penguin a bit more whitish. Like even here, I feel it's a bit more maybe too strong. And then of course we'll try to make this this part, the upper part. So I will experiment. I will try to add a bit of sienna, and if it won't be enough, then maybe a drop of red or pinkish to make it a bit more bright. The pinky strikes, so it's usually all the light colors. Yeah, and then you can also think which, if you want something for later, a bit more purplish background, the bottom a bit more darker, because of course it's also kind of usually the shadow where they're standing. Yeah. What about you, Sanera? What are you doing there? Okay, Renee is ready. Very nice. Yeah. Okay. I know Sanera is also pretty much. So then let's move to the paints. So here is my palette, and I'm putting white. I'm trying to use the leftovers of the one I have. And a tiny bit of yellowish, aside. So you remember the advice, better slowly. So where we have this yellowish, I'll put also this one here. Yeah. Okay, more in the chat. Oh. Okay, scenario. Yeah, sorry guys for the scenario. Sometimes I miss the messages in the chat. I'm get used to. Okay, then it's the parts of the, of course, closer to the neck. Then yeah, and then you can put and start. So probably you won't be see much now on my canvas. It's very light. Yes, but so you can go like on the outer side of the belly with a bit this yellowish, and then closer to the neck. Yeah. Yes, it's over here. I mean, later we can also a bit, improve. It's more just to get us started. So I did all this very lightly yellowish. I feel maybe later I will improve a bit more. And now I also take just kind of pure white, and I go also around my belly. I mean, you can ask, you can leave the paper in general. Yes, you can also leave the paper, but yeah, so just kind of. But some, like in today's maybe in penguins, it's not so hard. I mean, to mix up, because we kind of have these lines. But sometimes it's good to put white in those areas you want to keep white, because then it prevents you from mistake. Because then you see already, it's already painted there. Then, yeah. So, and also like if you like using acrylics more thick, like with strokes, then it can also be nice. Okay, so what I did, yeah, so more or less just kind of very, very, yeah, maybe even a bit more yellowish, okay, or yellowish where the neck is. Okay, not too much, not too much. And the next step, I actually would suggest then we take, of course, our black, but we go first with some grayish, no? And then we will have grayish also. It's not only the baby penguin, but so also not to make our main penguins too flat. And brush. Yeah, and then again I have my white and tiny bit of black, and I mix it and I see, okay. Yeah, and we can start again with light gray, and then we go on top to make it a bit more, yeah, darker. So where our gray is going? Here a bit under the neck we can do. And let's say I'm also now like, sometimes you can like dot, so not move your brush like as painting, but more like tapping. And then you can have a bit more like control. So I'll start with, and especially like for the small one, I think tapping is nice, because then it's even gives you like a bit the feeling of for. Yeah, and sometimes, let's say if I feel, okay, my grayish is too dark, I just go and quickly grab a bit more white, and like directly on the canvas, I can lighten up, But this feeling comes just with practice and like how much paint, how much white you need to have this, you know, nice mix. Oh. And here was a bit more darker. Yeah, and I'm kind of tapping almost all of him. Okay, there's some. And in the end, it doesn't have to look like a photo. I would suggest even the opposite. It's more should be like, you know, a feeling. Like I'm sure everyone will look and guess. I mean, will know it's penguins. But try to create maybe like the emotion. So, like, you know, the one like that they're sweet. I mean, that's the emotion that comes, of course, to my mind. And a bit to Mel's as well. And then I think Darren ones will be serious penguins. They're looking okay. What's there around? And then, of course, I'm curious to see how Samara. And of course, here with the little penguin, we can practice pretty much like very nicely all the different tones of gray, yeah, and how it affects the shape. And don't forget to change to smaller brush when it's needed, yeah. So, because like tapping is nice, it also gives you like the chance to, with the bigger brush, get into the smaller areas, but sometimes it's also not enough. Another tip, let's see what's happening now with me. Then I got a bit too liquidish, my black, and now it's not really covering. So the magic secret is just wait. So meaning I'll need just to wait till it dries, and then I go on top with the second. And yeah, and so also, for example, now I worked kind of a lot on my little penguin. It's good to give him a rest. Yeah, let dry, go to paint somewhere else. Yeah, because sometimes we get stick like with something, and it's always better like let go, come back later, and it will look definitely better. Yeah, let's go, of course, for black for whole penguins, because then I think it will be actually easier to find and feel where is this grayish on the big penguins. Otherwise, now it's a bit more hard for me. Definitely, like it's kind of, you see where the grayish is, but. And then to avoid mistake, I wipe a bit my brush, so make it less watery. I mean, of course, I need some water to paint, but so then I can have my paint just thicker. What, for example, I can have, let's say here at the back, I can have my paint more thick, yeah. And here to the side, towards the belly, I can have it a bit more grayish, a bit, or maybe half transparent. Yeah, so we also don't make like too. Yeah. And in this case, it's also very practical. Let's say you fill up your brush, and then you spend all these intense black, yeah, on this part. But then when the paint is over on your brush, so before going straight away filling it up, you kind of use it and use it for those areas where you need a bit lighter, yeah. And then kind of here I'm using these dry brush strokes, yeah, and then it's nice. It's exactly like what I need, because it's little paint on my brush, it's dry, and then I get this these strokes, something painted, something not. And yeah, but then of course, when it's paint is over, you go up and fill up. And also here detail. Also in here, like I hold my brush like vertically perpendicular to the part, and then I can get those strokes. Yeah, in acrylics, I really like paint with these flat brushes, and like those Sharpie ones, usually like for watercolors, you know. But there is no rule like that you have to go with this or that. Art is all about experimenting and just finding what works for you, and that's it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So now I've decided to change a bit so here I'll go like a bit different than on this picture that is on my side. So I just decided to go with the black line more on top. Yeah, so then kind of connecting with the head. And also don't worry if, let's say, you got a mistake and you have something somewhere a bit too much black than you need. And of course, I agree, black is kind of strong. It's harder to remove, but yeah, so what are the options? Either you kind of just maybe, you know, make a bit bigger shape of your penguin and then kind of get into those extras if you have. If it's like really the black part you don't need, then you just wait till it's dry, you put white on top, and you wait till it's dry again, and then you try to put on top the color you want. Yeah. And if it's the background, then you just wait and you do the background. Like here, for example, also happened with me. I really want to correct a bit my shape of my nose. Nothing, I'll just wait till it's dry and then I will get in with some. Yeah, so no rushing is also there. Yeah, and then yeah, also the shape of wing, something I'm not happy here about. Yeah. And this is also the moments you should also kind of try to feel. Once you get this feeling, yeah, this itchy feeling, something is wrong. Yeah, listen to it, because then it's your intuition telling. So now, and then you start searching what is it? Yeah, and then I see that, okay, this is this white hole between the wing is too big. Yeah, I just need to kind of make it smaller and change a bit also maybe the wing, because it's a bit too, I don't know, boring or not really correct shape. Yeah, it's a bit. So, okay, I'll leave it like this now. I'll paint the second penguin and then I see how I can correct. And yeah. Okay, the same story with the other one, yeah. And again, for example, where would be the lightest, bit lighter on the second penguin? Again, maybe a bit part of the wing here, and a bit of the body that again is closer to the white belly. Yeah, so. And I forgot about the pink stripe. It happens. But nothing that we can't correct. So. Yeah, I think in the end, we could have even started just with the black, because then it's easier to see how much yellowish we need. A message. Let me check. The baby. Okay, to show about the baby. Yeah. So let me. So the baby. Where I have my brush. Okay. So then, of course, you mix. You take black, you take white, and you mix your grayish. And when you mix it, you can have like, yeah, different grayish, very light. So let's say here at least I have one, well, at least two, like very light grayish and dark grayish, and then black. And then, of course, it's good to start with lighter grayish. Yeah. And what I did, I was doing more like tapping. Yeah. And again, for example, yeah, it's also a bit feeling how much water you have in the brush. If it's too watery, sometimes it's a bit harder. But then again, you just put one layer, you wait. Yeah. And yeah, so then you just see where you need lighter gray, where you need, so let's say the wing and this front part are a bit lighter. Yeah, and with the little one on purpose, I'm doing this a bit more kind of fluffiness. And then here at the bottom, so under his wing at the bottom of belly, here is already a bit more darker. And then again, the same story. And then the head, of course, is with the black. And for the head, I take a bit smaller brush. Yeah, and again, you can do like, yeah, so how you choose the brush. You should feel comfortable painting. So it depends on what are you doing, what size it is. And yeah, so if it's too big, sometimes exactly this tapping works nicely. And here at the end of the head is a little transition. So there is we're doing the blending between black and gray. Yeah, so then just wash your brush well. Also kind of sometimes wiping it with the paper towel also works. And then you just go. Yeah, so this is here you're just playing with white and black, how much of each you want, and then again leave it dry, and then you can yeah, so like you can put just the base layer for the baby penguin, yeah, not so precisely all the details. Yeah, leave it rest and then come back with the precising parts. I think the baby penguin is the funniest to paint. It's so sweet. Yeah, and again, no worries if something you can all kind of when it's dry, you can cover some areas. Yeah, so I hope I could help Renee with the baby boy. Yeah, and the rest, so the big ones, it's still just the covering. Only then kind of try to make, so not all flat black, but somewhere a bit more lighter. Yeah, and so the solid black would go at the back. Yeah, so there you like bravely just take the amount of paint and then towards the belly, just a bit more, less. Yeah, and here also a bit more fluffy, those connections to the white. Yeah, and then again, when I need fluffy, I change my brush perpendicular to the, and the kind of tapping, stroking. Yeah. This black part on the belly, I'm not really sure what's, if it meant shadow on the, then it's a bit too dark. Let's say here at this picture where I have the baby, he also, of course, yeah, so we should put also the shadow from little one on the belly of adult penguin, but it not to be so dark spot. I feel it's a bit too, should be more gently gray. So here. Okay. Yeah, and then also maybe like sit back a bit, recheck the shape of the penguin. Like mine I feel has too long a neck. Yeah, well, it happens. I will need to attend some corrections. Okay, my penguin has too long neck. I'll try to correct it with a bit, making head a bit bigger. And then later with the background, I'll remove a bit on top. Yeah, but okay, maybe I put this orangey yellow as well. Look. Yeah, and yeah, jump around your painting. So like doesn't have to be finished with one go. Yeah, so now I also have like the black, but somewhere it's a bit not finished till the end, but I go better at in some other areas than it's when you return. And of course, watching from far away, just kind of sit and check how this nose, how this peak is. Okay. So I would suggest we come back to the part of this yellowish orangey story. And yes, then it's not so boring at all. Okay, tiny bit of red. Oh. Yeah, check wash your brush as well. Yeah, because if you used black, then wash it well and also wipe with so the color is clean. It's very easy to. And then also making orangey much more yellow than red. Yeah, and again, like more like tapping, let's say. I'll start with this one here. I'm sure my black is dry. Just a little bit. Yeah, so this is also like you might mix like a bunch of orange, but actually what you need is like very little accent. Yeah, don't overdo the story here. Yeah, and then you can do a bit more orangey at the start, and then less orangey there. And yeah, I think that's yeah, it's maybe on the computer you see it very little, but yeah, I see it very intense here. So I will not. Yeah, and then I wash my brush good, and then I can continue with a bit more yellowish, but more white in it. And then again, and just you can have a feeling how much you want to do the belly yellowish. So what else would to do? Let's say I'd work a bit more on grayish on the bellies of the adults. Yeah. Bit too much. Yeah, of course, it's very very subtle, this amount of white and yellow, and yeah, also don't get too much hooked on it, like it's so for penguins, a bit more blackish here, and the grayish, of course. Okay. Yeah, but always careful, let's say, not. I think the penguin, it looks kind of easy, you know, you say, what's there, white and black. But those ones are very subtle, like how much grayish, how much black, how much, exactly in those areas. And it's easy to, okay. So background. Lauren, what's your days on the background?
Well, I've come across a cool picture. I was going to do a sort of sunset type background, but with a foreground sort of grayish, sort of bluish grey sort of thing for the sort of ice.
Interesting. So then yeah, let's try. Why not? The bluish grayish at front, I agree. Yeah, a bit similar like here. So those kind of shadowy. I'm trying to correct my picture. And the sunset. Yeah, so maybe some. Well, let's just start working and we'll see how it turns. This is also like one of the things you do, like if you're not sure, you just start with something you are sure, and the rest kind of comes with the time. Yes, and of course I agree with this bluish under the penguins. Yeah, so then they look a bit more not flying in the air, but yeah, for example, also we can check here on the picture. So they're standing, and of course, it's even a bit more violet here. Yeah. So I'd suggest also definitely not take black, but take a bit more blue and violet to make it darker. And yeah, and we forgot actually also the shadow I forgot the shadow from little on the belly. And for this, and yeah, again, like very subtle. So yeah, there's, and again, if you did too much, like if you think it's too dark, you can just wait and go on top with a bit more white. Okay, let's go with those bluish. Almost no paint left. Here is one unnamed blue that I bought, but in the end I liked it so much. Now I'm trying to get so my blue, and so I've put one piece of blue, and now I'll just prepare on my palette, let's say 2-3 different, one lighter, one darker. So this is the classical that I just got from the box, and I'll add a bit more red, then I can get a bit more purple. If you feel like, yeah, if purple is too light, you can add a tiny bit of black, but like tiny, just to make it more like calm, intense. But here I have also this, and then we can also maybe do a bit more light, just to, yeah. And then I like to use just, let's say, easier, different brushes. One I keep for dark and one I keep for lighter parts. Yeah, and again, I suggest we can go like this a bit more. Oh, my brushes. A bit more tapping or kind of. So definitely, like this medium blue, I'd go around under the feet. Yeah. And again, if not too much water, then we get these brush strokes. Yeah, and the same story, don't try make it like perfect from the first go. Yeah, here I take my bit also lighter. Can go. Sometimes it's good to work like with 2 brushes, you know, you do one strokes with one a bit lighter, then you do other a bit darker. So maybe also this a bit of this purplish. Yeah, so and then remember, of course, this general rule for shadows, that shadows are darker in the area where the shadow is touching the object. So under the feet is always darker. Yeah, it's also like you can contemplate the table or the chair in your room. Yeah, that if you see, then it's very dark stroke line. next to the lake, and then the shadow goes lighter. Okay, this is like where they just standing. For example, this picture very nice. They have this blue sky, so there's also like a line, and then you get just a blue sky. Yeah, can also, yeah. So maybe, shall we do this horizontal line? Maybe it can give our painting a bit also more structured. Yeah, so instead of being just kind of, yeah, we can give a bit more deepness. But then, for example, if I go with the line of the sky, then it's of course the question, where should I put it? Yeah. I will take my light blue and we'll try to yeah, so then again we're talking about composition. Yeah, but we can all discuss also together, like, so if I put it kind of, yeah, because it's the line, it will be pointing. Yeah, and we all know in art the use of diagonals, any lines, they shouldn't be just, you know, somewhere. You should kind of think. So if it's like this, then I put the accent on the heads. Yeah, if I put somewhere here, and then I can have here the light blue sky, and then as there inside we can also do a bit of blending. So we have blue sky and coming to the yeah, orangey yellow or reddish sky sunset, and here the rest will be the snow. Yeah, we can try. And then we can also do a bit also interesting that it's not just straight line. It can be a bit more also curvy. Well, let's just start and see how it feels, you know. Yeah, but then of course think if you want the sunset, then kind of actually, yeah, here should be the other colors, and then it's maybe more going with white here. Just like snow. Okay. This, yeah, but maybe still a bit too, maybe a bit more straight would have been better. And of course, careful with black if it's not dry yet. And so still this part, I think I'd go a bit more lighter. So maybe for the opposite, the sky more lighter and here more intense. Because then we have also the bellies kind of pretty much. Okay, I'll just start experimenting. Yeah, so I took here my initial blue. Come back and play with this. Yeah, and then I'm also not doing like just one colored blue. I'm kind of leaving emptinesses. So then I can come in either with another color. Yes, it's not just flat. Yeah, and again, if you feel it's too dark, just a bit more white. Yeah, and again, no rush, kind of put some colors in some area, then go to other area, yeah, where you feel like maybe you're more sure. Yeah, because of course we don't have to kind of know what exactly, yeah, we kind of experiment sometimes in the process. Yeah, and then maybe design a bit more pale blue, or how it feels. Yeah, sometimes it just depends on the mood. And I also notice that I often choose colors by depending what I'm wearing. And, all right, I will go for the sunset, but my sunset will be very, very subtle. Like I don't want it to be the accent. More than just kind of maybe a bit reflecting these yellow orangey points, the same penguins. Yeah, and here also I tap, so of course I can't go perfectly all around the penguins, but and sometimes of course it doesn't have to be perfect. It's the opposite, like too perfect, it starts looking like a photo, and you should look more like oceans. Okay, I did this some kind of base layer behind. Here I feel still, yeah, I'm gonna change this. Blue sky probably will go up. Here will stay this grayish. Yeah, and then also like I tried the idea of making the horizontal line not straight. Let's say, so maybe it's not horizontal, just like some snowy hill, or, but you see, coming back to straightening up. And sunset, yeah, but very subtle, lots of white. And what time we have? Okay, it's 7. We still have time to work. And still, like I'm planning to go back to penguins still, yeah? So kind of not leaving them on the. Darren, you can share if you are ready, quick and.
Not quite ready yet.
Okay, because then I also feel a bit pressure, and I say, oh my God, Darren is ready. Yeah, but today is more like still guessing, experimenting, so this is why. Yeah, then also remember the thing that blue shouldn't really mix with yellow to avoid getting green. So subtle. Yeah. So here I'm putting now my yellow line is a bit more big. And I already feel I will want to just, making it less with. So I'll go with pinkish on top. Yeah, then this is like the secret when you do the sky. So, and you want to do the sunset, you put yellow, and then you put some red, pink, orange in between, and then you go with blue, yeah, because then because yellow then is mixing nice with red, you get orangey, and red is mixing nice with blue, you get purplish, and then you avoid the, I think, green. Oh. Here I'm trying to correct, this is my little error. Yeah, and careful, yeah, if you're getting brush a bit more dirty with the black, yeah, then just better stop and clean instead of, yeah, so then you get cleaner your sunset. Okay, pinkish, and then maybe I finally remember I go with pinkish for the peak as well. Pink. Yeah, and again, let's say I can put now if it's a bit too big, but it's okay. I will kind of recorrect it with the black. Yeah, when I go back, and yeah, here I'm not very happy with the face of my shape of. Let's do the pinky part. Yeah, the pinky part can also be actually like, you can do. So first let's try just a bit watery pink, because here still my canvas is clean. And it means I can still use kind of the whiteness of the canvas, yeah. So if my layer is watery, it means it's thin, and the canvas are kind of showing through, yeah. But then if needed, I can also add a bit more white. And again, don't rush making it all too perfect, especially if you use like with more water, then it's inevitable you have strokes, yeah. So just let it dry and then do the second layer. Sure. Okay. And yeah, so I really wanted not to have too much, like this line actually sunset very small, but now it's on the half of my sky, but I have a plan. Okay, then let's go for the blue. The blue also check if you want the blue with white. Yeah, if you want your sky to be more. Yeah, and then also it's kind of like once you know your paints, you already know how your blue is mixing with which pinky. Yeah, sometimes they give nice purple, and sometimes they give nah, something unclear, something grayish or no. Yeah, so So you see here, I'm also getting those strokes from brush. No worries, yeah. You remember, it's always just like painting the walls in apartment. You just do the 2 hands and then it's easy. Yeah, once you try to do it with 1 hand and you keep on moving and moving your brush, then it's like it will never work. Okay. Okay, I did my sky, but I'll come back a bit more pinkish in there. Yeah, because I think it always looks nicer when you manage to make this sunset line like small. So instead of doing on half of the page, but like really just the tiny lines. Somehow then it looks more, far away, and looks more far away, then you kind of get a bit more feeling of space. Yeah. Okay, I need to wait till it's a bit more dry. Let's go to the penguins. So what was I wanted to correct? Maybe a bit again, yeah, coming back somewhere to the black. If somewhere you feel, yeah, maybe you've put a bit too liquidish your black. Yeah, so here I'm correcting also the pig, this pinky stroke. Maybe somewhere you got like the background on top, so just so recheck also the shape. It's also the chance to redefine it with the okay, something's coming up. Darren. Hey. All right. So we'll check everyone here is very colorful. Darren is in a colorful mood. And let me think. Maybe I would work a bit more on the body of the baby. Because like it's very nice, for the base color, but then just you can add his wing a bit. So just again, just tapping maybe even just a lighter part, because it's dark enough, this gray. So just kind of, if you don't want the wing, but still in general, just to shape it, but the wing could look nice. Maybe also like can try to do a bit more blending from his head to the body. Yeah, because we can, let's check this from the photo, I think. Yeah, I think that's the way they go, like from the black, and then it starts a bit shading their head. So it's or here if we see. Okay, let's check again. Okay, that was the baby. Yeah, the parents are nice. Yeah, also depends how you feel. Yeah, if you feel those orange yellow parts are too strong, it's always, you can kind of just put this watery white to calm them down. But then it's totally like up to you. Yeah, if how you want them to look more. Yeah. And the sky. Let me think something like maybe like I like those strokes here, these yellow and orange strokes here behind, and on top I feel you just got like, you know, messy, just like let's clean the brush, what's left there. Maybe it's like, yeah, we've missed maybe the plan, or you know, like the maybe I don't know, like I feel maybe some uniting color would, because it's a bit contradicting. Then I have this upper orange stroke on top, and I have this orange stroke behind the penguins. But this one, I would tell you, they're very clean, very nice. Like keep them. Maybe, yeah, think of something if maybe just a bit more bluish to kind of calm down this orange on top. And yeah, the bottom is nice. It feels then it's nice. It feels like evening, yeah, the orange sunset and the ground is. Darren added eyes. That's interesting. I forgot about eyes. Not bad, yeah. Oh, sweet. Cool. Yeah. Darren is already pro. Okay, then maybe I don't know if you want. Yeah, but your bottom is already dark enough. If like adding a bit more darker blue, maybe just around the feet, you know. But it's, or maybe like under the baby, just because they're. No, it's always like when you stand, you get this bottom a bit more darker. Yeah. So. And the mail, yes. This one I'm very excited to see. Oh, yay! Oh, Mel, very nicely you did this one with yeah, like the one I was struggling this neck. You got a very nice movement. And the baby one, look, he's so fluffy. Oh, well, it was a long time you have been.
It was.
Yeah. Again, I would suggest also to add just a bit more shadow under the feet. So just a bit darker blue. Doesn't have to be dark as I have, but so you have nice this blue at the bottom, and then yeah, so it will give the feeling they're standing there, kind of the touching. So and yeah, and still I think nice go with this light background. Somehow gives probably more the feeling of snow and this whiteness. Yeah. And yeah, but it's I don't have much comment on like structure or yeah. No, but actually you're right. Now I've noticed like this corner, yeah, maybe a bit too kind of triangle-ish. But I noticed, yeah, here it's also like this. No, so maybe, but here it's like a bit more fluffy, the edge. So maybe this like, so not the full, but just the bottom to make like here a bit more fluffy, the parts and yeah. Oh, so sweet, such a sweet family. How's your kitty doing, guys?
He's adorable. We've had to shut him out. He doesn't. He want to play.
Renee and Nera, how you there, guys?
I'm doing.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
I'm really behind. Still working on the penguins.
Okay, yeah, like take your time. My penguins, I'm also like I still need lots of to do, and yeah, I mean Darren Mel they're quick, but yeah, we continue till it's early, so the lesson is still on. Like I just wonder like if I can help in some way. Yeah, so yeah, then we have this WhatsApp group. If you want, like if you wanted to share, then I'll type you my number, or yeah, through camera. I mean, in case you want me to, if there is something you like kind of get stuck. But if you just need more time, yeah, then and, yeah. Darren, are you watching the World Cup?
Not really. I'm more into rugby myself, so I've been following some of the World Cup, but I've not really been watching any of it at all yet.
Okay. No, because I know you go to take photos, but it's like job wise.
Yeah,
So maybe it's already enough.
yeah. Oh yeah. I was just grateful today's match was called off. I should have been photographing the match today, but it's really bad rain here in Plymouth today, so it would have been cold and very wet today.
Well, then thanks to the rain, we got you here today.
Yeah.
There is always a positive sign.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's still got an orange, yellow with blue stripes on the side. Yeah. Orange, yellow, blue.
A bit more blue than that.
I'd mix it up a bit. But it's totally up to you, darling. It just looks stripy. I like my little baby pencil. It's kind of looks fluffy.
Oh God, yeah.
So Mel, the next time you manage to join the class, then that's the time we shall paint your cat.
Oh, yay.
Because
Well, after
okay.
from a photo, he doesn't sit still.
No, yeah, but come on. I have no doubts Darren can get us very nice shots of him jumping in the air and
Yeah.
So I just got a comment from Renee about posting on YouTube. Actually, no, all the comments I've mentioned of the paintings, they're also in there. Yeah. So like basically I just stop recording and I post it. I don't really adjust it much. Yeah, but on the video you see no faces, so just the voices, but yeah. So so Mel got a bit. Well, let me check. Okay, you got a bit black in there. Think if it would be purple, but maybe like, yeah, you can still maybe do a bit more. How you feel yourself, Mel, with this?
I like it. I'm happy now.
Okay. I mean, okay, yeah, they have a play with the black.
Maybe I'll put.
Yeah, and just always suggest to be careful with the black and instead do the shadows in purple and brown and but yeah, but I really love the shape of your penguins. Mine ones got a bit too thin, your ones are more nice one. You can, yeah. And very cool. I really like how you managed here. Looks, yeah, this from far away especially. Looks nicely. The baby looks serious or bored. And parents look very caring. Yeah, maybe a little touch up here with the feet. Now I mentioned, like I noticed. Yeah, so maybe a little too big this hole is somehow, I don't know, it feels. I mean, yeah, I see here also is this part like of this tail and feet, but maybe just a bit tapping off, so kind of. And then maybe also a little bit dark for like this side here. He also has, let's say,
Yeah, otherwise revised one yet, but
yeah, just maybe a bit more darker touch-ups for the feet. Yeah, because then it's also good when you do this bottom shadow, it kind of also gets it hidden, you know, if there is something unclear with the. So, okay, yes, thank you, Rena, for joining, for signing up, for joining. If you have a chance, please send me, I don't know, per email. I'm just very, of course, curious to see, and then I can comment. Yeah, so yes, thank you. So, Nera, how are you holding up there?
I am still doing my background.
Well, what was your choice for the background? Like, which
I
colors?
want to do the sunset. Yeah.
Okay, so you also went for the sunset. Very nice. Yeah, because you can also choose, like, let's say, like in this picture, just something very pale. Yeah, more like, so you could notice maybe, yeah, the Mel went for this part. And then me and Darren went for this a bit sunset.
Yeah.
Aha, Darren. Okay, let me check. Yeah, well, Darren, I didn't see you put effort on the on the baby. Like, okay, yeah, maybe also like then at least maybe also a bit darker touch-ups for the baby feet. Yeah, so he's not just kind of a ball, but also like just a bit. Yeah, and if you don't want to do the hand, the wing of baby, it's fine. But very nicely done, actually, the feet of this penguin. It's kind of, he looks. Yeah, okay. So you've yeah, let me compare it right to lower. Yeah. No, totally different sky. Yeah. More bluish. No, yeah, you can compare it to pictures. Which one is? Yeah, maybe it could also work. Yeah, going a bit more white as well on top of this blue sky. But then it's also then, of course, the more we do, the more tired it gets, and you know.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's because it's very nice. like with one time, then it's very half transparent. But then, of course, when you start fighting, it's kind of builds on top, and then yeah, we'll lose this. So yeah, maybe even sorry, maybe even first one was kind of more cleaner, you know. But it's learning, yes. So then it's also learning, me being careful with advices and you taking the advices. But but penguins are cool. Yeah, but somehow I must admit, like the background that Mel went with, and it's a bit more calm, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. No, so I haven't seen Sanera's work, but today's my top goes to Mel. 100%, even including my painting. It's nice. It's maybe so long not painted, so you all that was kept inside got cool. Okay, I'll stop the recording since we are